even though this wick is really long here, and you see that the momentum is so strong that this next wick here next to the rejection is actually still green. So that is literally. Welcome back, YouTube. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the recent announcement of Tesla accepting Dogecoin for payment, pretty much through the Merge First, as we already know, it's coming along for the cars as well. And we're going to do some Dogecoin TA and talk about whether or not this is hinting at a reversal in the chart process, so that we can expect some higher numbers. If you follow my channel, you'll know that I've said in the past few videos that these types of catalysts can absolutely help add like padding to the floor and create some momentum and ultimately attract new investors and new money to the coin. So these spikes are to be expected. And I expect these around each of our catalysts. So when AMC makes the announcement, especially if we show up to AMC the way that we showed up for Dogecoin and Tesla, I expect an even bigger spike just because you have a lot more variety and opportunities to spend Dogecoin with AMC. So I believe that's going to be, and a lot more people can be engaged with AMC because it's local to most people around the country. I expect an even bigger spike around that time. The GameStop, of course, and then we do have a concrete date roughly for the Doge 1 mission now. So I think that this is going to just be a great year overall for Dogecoin. And I think that if we continue with this momentum and start hitting and start, pretty much the news that comes out after the acceptance, if it's this positive, if it's showing the momentum here, we can expect other institutions to jump on board and start accepting Dogecoin for payment, because it is great news, especially like if we get a tweet or something like that from Elon stating that, hey, since we started accepting Dogecoin for payment, we can't keep anything in the store. Dogecoin everything's been flying off of the shelves. Same thing with AMC. I want Adam Aron to come out and say, hey, ever since we started accepting Dogecoin for payments, as far as for everything online, like ticket sales, everything like that, it has been absolutely crazy. 80% of all of our transactions now are in Dogecoin. I'm telling you right now, that is absolutely wild for the coin, and we're going to see that utility expand rapidly and like wildfire. It's going to be absolutely crazy for the coin, and also we're going to get that added benefit of removing coins from circulation and storing it with a lot of these institutions, because I believe the greatest benefit of Tesla accepting Dogecoin, of Tesla or of AMC accepting Dogecoin, is we're not going to see that immediate transfer back into the market. So technically, I believe that they're going to drip the coins back into the market if they do want to convert, or whatever ratio they'll be converting back to dollars. And this will ultimately give us higher levels of consolidation, and also give us some stability as well, so that we're not having all of those sell-offs. But speaking of sell-offs, let's take a look here at the chart and see what it is indicating. Now, if we take a look here at the chart here, we'll see a couple things. And I do want to kind of like recap here. I mentioned that we normally see a sell-off at around at 20 cents to like 23 cents mark when we are below like that 15 cents. And again, you're gaining roughly 30% plus in profit. So it's not abnormal for for traders and people who are simply short-term in the coin to start taking profits. So I expected there to be some push down here, but what we're seeing here is a massive rejection here to try and get the coin going the other way. So if you look at the candles here, you'll see that around October, we had this long wick on this green candle. That's a rejection. So typically you'll get a downtrend, which we did. And you'll see that here, December 4th, 2021, we got a rejection to the downside at around 17 cents. That's an indicator typically of it's going to start trending the other way. It did. So when we saw was around the 14th, we got another rejection. And so we started trending downward. We got some momentum going up, some longer wicks here, closing, opening around the same price. And then we saw the rejection and we started getting the downward trend. Then, of course, we had our big momentum last night, then huge wick here last night, which technically is indicating a strong resistance here and that it should start trending the other way. That's not guaranteed. This is just indicators letting you know, okay, how strong the resistance are and what direction it is. But so when you see these types of things, it could be massive amounts of people taking profits. We're going to take a look here at the shorts here in a moment. But shorts will start like necessarily like losing money, or depending on who holds them, they can start doubling down to try and create that downward pressure. And so when you have like these candles that start indicating, okay, which direction you're going to go, it's showing that the momentum is really strong. I do want to point out that wick, the last wick we see here, even though it's a strong rejection, I want to just kind of give out this indicator so that you'll know how strong the momentum is going forward. Because technically speaking, if you look at the previous examples, you'll see after the strong wick, there's a red wick, and we start getting that downward momentum. The next wick here is actually green. So that indicates that this is very strong momentum that is now pushing it back against that downward pressure. So it's not saying that we can't break through. It's just kind of giving you an idea of what's going on, because so that you don't have to kind of like wait to see, okay, what is Dogecoin going to get a break to the downside? Are we going to have another opportunity at 15 cents, or are we going to keep trending upward? This is indicating that right now we're pretty much in like a ping pong match, probably with that 20 cents, 18 and 20 cents mark for the resistance line there, and far as for pushing back up against it. So as of right now, with this, with the way this is forming, we still have the momentum on our side. So as of right now, that 15 cents mark is not into play. Not saying it can't go against that. Not saying you can't get a break to the downside, because again, we still have a lot of the catalysts going on for like the Fed and that potential vacuum of money out of the market in a few months. But as of where we stand today, this is extremely bullish, because after that long wick, which is a very strong rejection, Dogecoin is still pushing back. So this is a lot of momentum coming in for Dogecoin. As far as for a trend reversal, I'll be tracking this very closely. We'll see, because as far as for it to break out of the actual range, I would like to see it above 25 cents. So somewhere right here. So in order to call this, in order for me to call this like an actual trend reversal, I would like to see us come up and test this 25 cents mark. And this is simply because our moving average for the most part was around like 24.7, like our 200-day moving average was around 24.7. So technically speaking, we've been overshooting that, and we've been hanging out like below that by around almost 10 cents now for the past couple of months. So I would like for us to come up and test that overall moving average again and see how we respond, because we've seen the pressure here, even what was this back in September, where we were coming down to pretty much test the 25 cents, 24 cents mark, which was been holding up as our moving average floor. And we got a strong resistance, which technically would have indicated that we were going to have an upward trend. And then, of course, we immediately got some resistance going the other way, and they did, in fact, get it trending downward. The last major rejection here on the upside, besides from pretty much today or yesterday, was at around 30 cents. And then, of course, we had that downward trend, and then at around 18, massive push up. Around here, around 19, massive sell-off again. And then same thing here again, we're having these sell-offs that are with these wicks at around like these 21, 22. We're having this massive downward pressure at around 21, 22. So we're going to need to break that and get closer to our 200-day moving average in order for me to call this a full trend reversal. But it is looking very optimistic. Doge is putting up a fight. I titled my video yesterday, Dogecoin Fights Back, and that was literally before the Elon tweet. And it in fact ended up playing out just a couple hours later. So that is absolutely amazing. I think that with the catalyst and everything that we have going on, and with the way the people responded to the Dogecoin and Tesla, I believe we're in great shape to actually, we may actually even get a trend reversal. And this will be very interesting playing into everything that's going on with the Fed and them raising interest rates in around March or April. So this will be very interesting to see if we do get that downward pressure, will we consolidate some of those lows that the charts are indicating? This will be very, very interesting. Because if we get the momentum and we break through that 22 cents level and start testing that 200-day moving average again, we're going to be in really great shape to get a trend reversal and start heading the other way. And really, if you're not careful, if we're going to have enough momentum, we'll find ourselves back in the top 10 relatively quickly. So with that being said, in order for us to get the trend reversal, we may start get that next bull run and start headed toward 50 cents. We're going to have to test that 22 cents. So as of right now, the top and the bottom numbers that we're going to be looking for on those breaks to the downside, outside historically, you have the 12-cent range, and that final line of support here based off of like the last 1 year is going to be 6 cents, but we have been holding up at around 15 or 16 cents. So that has been holding the line for us tremendously. And on the upside, I would like to see us come up and test around that 22 cents mark and get around that 200-day moving average. I think that will be absolutely phenomenal and will put us in great position to start heading the other way and start the next cycle, the next leg up officially. If you'd like to get more TA from me, or if you found value in this video, please consider subscribing. We do this every day, no fluff, just charts, facts, and common sense. So if you'd like to get more of that from me, please consider subscribing, and also like the video so that YouTube can share it with additional Dogecoin supporters, and we can literally start watching this thing and tracking it accurately together. Don't forget about BlockFi. I have a link in the description. If you open an account with them, you can get up to $250 in some of your favorite crypto, including in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.